This is Bo. He's a cat. His days consist of eating, playing, and sleeping. Watching how he goes about his day has taught me a little something about work-life balance. I have none. My time is often spent in a whirlwind of activity and obligation. A typical day involves fulfilling my responsibility to my managers and coworkers, following through on plans, or delivering on favors for friends and family, and then, if I'm lucky enough to have a little spare time, taking on the burdens imposed by the most ruthless boss of all, myself. My cat, on the other hand, seems to intuitively know when to chill out. After he's had a good meal, some exercise, and done his other business, he simply curls up on a blanket and goes to sleep. We humans have work and social obligations to attend to, and we willingly do so for a return on the investment of our time and energy, sometimes in the form of money, entertainment, or companionship. If you're managing your time proactively based on your own personal needs, these exchanges should leave you feeling satisfied and rewarded. But if you consistently let your time be dictated by others, without regard for your own desires and goals, chances are you feel something more like drained or bitter. If you do this for too long, your basic sense of self might even become fuzzy, because you've let who you are become dependent on what you believe others want you to be, and everybody wants something different. In order to redefine yourself, what you really need is to get comfortable saying no. In the book The Practice, Seth Godin writes, "In order to say no with consistency and generosity, we need to have something to say yes to." Unlike Bo, I often feel like I don't have the right to say yes to the activities I enjoy. I say that my hobbies and interests are important to me, but I only perform them in the crevices between the activities I actually prioritize. When I'm making my art, I often get no further than the equivalent of a preliminary sketch. I have big ideas, but they would require extensive time and effort, sometimes collaboration or research, and time spent in meditation or solitude to get in the right headspace. Lately, I've been running into a self-imposed wall whenever I consider actualizing one of these ideas. It's like I've convinced myself that enacting my own vision and values is selfish or arrogant, that it's generous, kind even, to default to everyone else's priorities. I know deep down, though, that it's not. I know deep down that my inaction comes from a place of fear, not generosity or love, but fear of failure, of disapproval, of disappointment, when maybe what I should really be scared of is disappearance. I don't have a thriving business or world-changing mission or incredible skill, but I don't demand that others have any of those things in order to do what they love. And anyway, who could have a high degree of success or sophistication who had never truly prioritized the time it takes to develop oneself? The inescapable conclusion here is that your practice is worthy of prioritizing. I know my art-making process demands time spent experimenting and exploring, working intuitively, resting occasionally, and even having what's known as fun. I know it might never yield the kind of visible success that makes people say, "Wow, that's incredible, I totally understand why you canceled our plans." I know doing it well requires the honesty to say, "Sorry, can't do that, working on my art," even if that elicits an eye roll or something worse. A negative response can be hard to stomach, but that's my burden to bear if I care enough to bear it. This video represents a chance to prove to myself that I do care enough, that I can stick with an idea through its conclusion, that I can finish something that takes weeks to make instead of hours, that I can communicate complex ideas and use my art to illuminate them, and that I can put something out into the world that really reflects me without reservation.